What up, everybody? This your man, Bill Bellamy. Welcome to Top Billing, the #1 podcast for the culture, the movement, and the discussion. Today's guest is a longtime friend, legendary comedian, writer, actor. He does it all. Can we make some noise? Let's make some noise for j.Anthony Brown, everybody. Mr. Scene Stealer and How to Be a Player.
Thank you, man.
Hey, man, listen. People don't realize when you put a comic in a scene and you say action,
no script.
With no script.
No script.
You turned that scene into all about you in the yard with the kids.
With the two fat boys.
With the two fat boys.
That was not their name, but that's how they're known.
Yeah.
I think they got work as two fat boys.
Two fat boys because of you. And they still fat, but the funny thing was all of that was such an ad lib, and you, Bernie, myself, Pierre, AJ was a comedian as well.
Right.
It was a lot of us in 1997. How to Be a Player.
Did you copyright the phrase "booty call"?
Jay, don't bring that up. It's a sore spot. It's a sore spot for me, Jay. I don't know.
Watch Out There Now was not copyrighted either. So.
But that was what we was doing back in the day. People always say, they always say, yo, Bill, why didn't you copyright booty call? I'm like, I wasn't thinking like that. I was just thinking it was funny and y'all liked it. They was like, nah, you should have made
you could have made $1 billion. Grip, dog.
Man, watch out now. I mean, God, was it even available to us in the 90s?
Well, I tried to copyright Watch Out There Now, but since I was using the word watch out and now, you can't copyright words that people are going to use that are in the English language. But like booty call, I'd never heard that until you said it. So when I would see it, I'm like, Bill, every time somebody said, Bill making money.
Yeah, there was a lot of cats getting some booty calls, but they wasn't paying me. I promise you. Well, welcome to Top Billing, man. It is an honor to have you on the show.
Good to be here, man.
I've never had a chance to interview you. No. I've been interviewed by you.
Right.
I have talked to you on the radio. I have been in the comedy club with you. I have done shows, but
You've been to my club.
And I've been to your club here in Los Angeles. Everybody, this man is a wonderful person, and I just don't think people understand how funny you are, j.Anthony Brown. I think the fans, old school fans, they grew up with you, but I want you to get your they give it to him. Why they fighting it? Why they fighting it, Jay?
Why they won't let me have it?
Why won't they have it? Like, why can't you get the whole piece of steak? They give you a little bit of this,
they give you the potatoes and the salad, and I'm waiting on the steak.
You gotta understand, bro. You, George Wallace,
right?
We talking veterans. I'm talking about, I don't care if y'all get out the car and you was on a bad phone call, go in and rip. Mm-hmm. Do you understand there is only about 12 guys in your group that are still working, that are still ridiculously funny?
Well, I have to, that comes from the fact that we played every place.
Every place.
We played every place. There were no comedy clubs, quote unquote comedy clubs. And I heard you talking on your other show about how Def Jam changed. Def Jam changed my life. Yes. Completely changed my life. And it was a show that I wasn't gonna do. My manager said, well, don't do Def Jam, you're beneath that show. And it changed. And when I did that joke, that Watch Out There Now joke, and the room ripped. I never got a response from a joke like that.
Bro, that was the beauty of Def Comedy Jam. If you remember, when you ripped a joke, it felt like a nuclear bomb went off. You had to wait.
Yeah, you had to, whoa. I've said this like 30 times, and whoa, this is, Watch Out There Now. And it ripped.
Bro, listen to me clearly. I literally remember you taping, and I didn't know you as well.
I remember you taping. I remember you talking about how you went up. You were not first on the show, but you were, when they aired the show, you were the first comic.
Yeah, I closed it.
Yeah, you closed the show.
I closed during the taping, but the way they edited it, I went out first.
And you was like, how come I'm opening the show and I'm from New York and I'm the baddest? But you didn't know. I didn't know. I had no idea Def Jam would be as big as it was.
It blew us up, bro. We went on so many different legs of tours. Not only was it the Def Comedy Jam tour, every guy was able to go get their own money.
Go get some serious.
You
money.
go get some cake now. Where you would maybe you was making $1,500. Now you're making $15,000. Maybe you making 30. Whatever it was.
Yeah,
it really was like.
Do they still say whoop de whoop? Because I say it every now and then.
No, they don't say that no more. He just done went lost. He done went right to the nursing home with that. Y'all ain't got the whoop de whoop. Tarek, did you hear him say whoop de whoop? Man, I haven't heard that.
Well, see, here's that being an older dude, I check with people before I put the word out.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So I didn't throw it out there.
Whoop-de-whoop.
Do they say whoop-de-whoop? You said no.
No.
So
but what does whoop-de-whoop mean, though?
Whoop-de-whoop mean like blase.
Oh, yeah, you know whoop-de-whoop. Yeah. See, this is why you... John Witherspoon.
John Witherspoon was amazing, man.
But like guys, like you could just.
And there's some females too. Adele, Lunel, Cheryl Underwood.
Yeah, you guys are just dynamic. You guys are dynamic, and your brain works so fast. And that's the beauty of a really, really stellar comedian is how fast you think and how fast you execute. And some people, like Tony Roberts, by the way, one of my
amazing. Man.
People can't even understand. It's like watching a typewriter.
Yeah. Tony is amazing.
He's amazing. Yeah. So when you have that gift, take us back a little bit, because you know you're going to have people that are social media. You're going to have younger, and we're going to have my age, and we're going to have older. What was it like for you being a young comic? Where did you start?
Well, there weren't, like I was talking earlier, but there were no comedy clubs. There were places that you could go. And I'm really going to outdate myself. And they would, quote, unquote, unplug the jukebox.
So you could do a joke.
So this guy could, and they would say, this guy going to do some jokes. So that really didn't, that really didn't pump the room up.
That didn't pump it up right there.
Y'all, hey, we're going to stop. We're not going to play Johnny Taylor for a minute. And what's your name? He going to do some jokes. And that was it.
Wow. Not the intro music that we do now.
You had no mic, no music.
Jay, you is grinding. God
But it made you a better comedian because, like yourself, we went everywhere. So by the time you were someplace where there was a lot of people,
you was ready.
You was ready.
You was ready when I saw you. When I saw you, I was astounded at how funny you were, and you had so much energy. Like I remember going, if there was one thing I learned from you is command the audience and bring an energy to them. You brought energy.
Well, that's what you do, Billy. I mean, one of the things that when comics ask me for advice, number one, I tell them to play every place.
Right.
If church, your mama's house, your auntie's house, white clubs, black, especially for a black comedian, he needs to get his butt up in front of a white audience and learn how to make a mixture of people laugh. White comics don't have to do that. They could perform for the rest of their life and never have to perform in front of a black audience.
Correct.
As a black comic, to make you a better comedian, you play everywhere.
Yeah.
You play clean, dirty. Now I'm dirty. I don't know how to not curse now. So
right, because you at an age now where you know
I don't give a damn.
You don't give a damn. I mean, you say whatever the whoop-de-whoop you want to say.
Yeah.
Now, here's one of the things that I admired about you, and it gave me an idea about doing a little bit of radio, was that you were on for 20 years, you and Tom Joyner.
And Sybil. And Myra J.
And I came in and I had Wednesdays. I had a ball with you guys. It was a little too early for me, but...
Well, you was in L.A.?
Yeah,
so
I was doing
like 3 o'clock.
It was 3 in the morning. I said fuck y'all a lot of mornings, but it didn't matter because I loved you, but I said fuck y'all. So it was an enjoyable ride to be able to have all that comedy bouncing around, and we didn't see each other, but we felt it.
We felt each other.
So you had to listen.
And you wait to get in. And one of the things you've learned, too, from being a comedian and doing radio, a lot of great comics, I would not call anybody's name, can't do radio. They can't be interviewed because they're so used to doing their set. Radio's a different beast. You got a song, you got to talk, and then here comes another song. If you ain't getting your jokes in really short between that song and the next song, then you're not doing radio. And that's the beauty of that I was able to do by being on the Tom Joyner show. And you came in and did the same thing.
Yeah, I had to learn it, though, because I didn't know when I could talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, can I say that? Tom, go back. So once you learn the rhythm, like you said, you got to know the gaps, where the sweet spots, or you got to listen attentively so that you can, bam.
And you got to keep your joke to yourself. Because if you say your joke while you off air, Tom is going to say the joke when you go back on the air. And you're sitting there going, well, I'll be damned, I just said that.
I just said that. But it's infectious when you're not a comic and you're around a bunch of comedians. You want that gem that we have. Like, we can think of stuff like I was saying earlier when we were filming How to Be a Player. That wasn't even scripted what you said, and it made the movie. Funny. It was bonkers, bro. You was like, look at here, like bro. What the hell is going on? Yeah. And we had the two little chunky kids,
two fat boys,
two fat boys. What do you love most now about comedy? Now that you are what we consider a super veteran in the game, beyond your years.
I think now, as you're at the point where you don't have to sell who you are when you walk on stage.
Cool.
You're known. You know, the first time I saw Richard Pryor do a show with Patti LaBelle, well, he just walked out there. And for me, you know, to be able to do that now, where they know who you are, they come to see you, and you get the same feeling now. You know, he's got this, he did that. You don't have to really do that anymore because they come to see you.
They love you already.
They're loving you already. So the beauty of walking out, and they're laughing by the time you get out there. So, I mean, and I've had some bad nights now. I mean, every comedian, whoo.
We all.
Whoo. Billy, I did a show.
Tell me this.
I did a show for Anheuser-Busch.
Okay.
In Anheuser-Busch, they had this big ice sculpture of an A made of ice, and they had shrimp all around
the bottom,
the ice. The people were sitting behind the A. I'm in front of the A. So the only time they saw me was when they would walk around and get shrimp. So they're like, oh, yeah.
Who over there talking about a jukebox? Who is over there?
Did he say whoop de whoop? Yeah,
right.
That's pretty funny.
They had you behind the ice?
They had me behind the ice so nobody could see me. Nobody could see me. And then I did a show, Billy. Everybody killed. Everybody but me. When I tell you everybody, they were pounding on the table, and I went up and just
ate
it. Yeah. And you know as a comedian when you're eating it.
It is probably to give guys a feeling of what it's like to eat it when you're a comic. It would be like...
It's worse than a death in the family.
It's bad.
It is pretty bad.
If you could get in the coffin, you would get in there just to get away and close the door on yourself.
Because when you really suck, I mean, and you know you suck, there's going to be one person going, well, I thought you was funny. Just one person, and then you got to drive home
with that feeling. I bombed several times in my life, and I was like, oh my God, I can't let this happen again. Because I had the first time that it happened to me, and I bombed so bad, they was like, get to the joke, was when I thought I could improv a whole set with no script. Like I'll say, because I used to watch Robin Williams. Robin Williams looked like he was just talking. And bam, bam, boom, boom. Hey, baby, how are you, man? Oh, baby, I love how you do it. Like he used to do voices and boom, boom, boom,
you figured you
I was
could
like,
do
I
that.
want to be him.
Yeah.
Man, I get out there.
I'm gonna do that
I
tonight.
ran out of voices in 30 seconds. Then I had to use my voice. I was like, hey, y'all ain't like that? Y'all ain't like that? They was like, nah, get to the next one.
If you're an audience member, there's signs to tell when the comic is really in trouble. These phrases.
Okay.
Woo, it's crazy. When they when they say, woo, it's crazy. It ain't crazy at all.
No, it's you.
It's your ass. Yeah. And when they go, so what y'all want to talk about?
Why do we say, ooh, it's crazy? Because you starting to feel it.
You feel it.
You feel it in your heart.
And it's the bad part about it, you want to leave. You really want to leave. You just can't get off that stage.
Yo, and the other one is, so where the ladies at?
No, I got one more. Shout out to the DJ. Shout
out to DJ. Don't play enough records to cover up this set right quick. So what was speaking of laughter and bombing, but let's do a more fun part of it. Give me some of your favorite shows you did and who you did them with. Like just fun.
I think one of the funniest shows I've done was definitely with Lou Nell.
Oh yes, I love Lou Nell.
Myself and George Wallace. I know I'm not saying that. So I'm on stage
machine
doing my jokes, and Lou Nell walks out behind me with George on her back, on her back. And so I'm like, I'm killing. I'm thinking, I'm killing. And it's them two fools back there. So they go off stage. George comes back on with his pants pulled down. So
only they would think of this.
Only two. So yeah, I think that show was one of probably the funniest. And then Def Jam. I mean, I cannot. Have you watched your Def Jam? Will you watch it?
I watch it every now and then.
You do?
I showed it to my son most recently, and he was like, "Daddy, that's you?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "I never thought I would, have family and kids and stuff back then." I was like 22, 23 years old.
Yeah, because you had the jackets with
the shoulder pads.
Yeah, shoulder pads.
Oh, bro, everybody had shoulder pads.
No, Billy, you had more shoulder pads than everybody.
Because I ain't had no goddamn shoulders. I was like, I weighed 113 pounds. I had about 18 pounds of goddamn cottonelle right there just to lift my shoulders up. That was an era of
shoulder pads.
Bright colors. Bright colors.
Button down shirts. Yeah, bright. No hats. The belt. The belt
we wasn't doing fedoras back then.
No, we wasn't no hats.
No. Everything was a high top fade or afro.
Or Jerry curl.
Jerry curls was big back then.
Jerry curls were
and we had jeans because I remember Bernie had his jeans with his face on it.
Yes.
Remember when they were spray painting jeans back in the day?
And he came out with I Ain't Scared of You Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Which was because somebody bombed in front of him.
Most people don't know where Bernie got that from. It was by coincidence.
Yes, somebody bombed in front of Bernie, and Bernie went out and said, "I ain't scared of you," and that became his catchphrase.
Can I tell you a funny story about Bernie real fast? So when that happened, right, Chris Tucker had went on and annihilated.
Right.
Then there was a guy who went on right after him.
Shucky Ducky.
Right? Mm-hmm. Then there was a guy with a little suitcase and a little suit and little glasses that looked like Inspector Gadget. He bombed Bernie next. So Bernie room is next to my room. Mm-hmm. Bernie said, "Man, these motherfuckers got me fucked up. I came off out of the south side of Chicago. Yes. Ain't nobody booing Bernie motherfucking Mac." Right? I said, Bernie.
It.
So I come out the room because Bernie is pacing. You used to smoke cigarettes. Bernie, his heart's beating and stuff. He was like, "God damn." Blah, 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 blah. I said, "Bernie, chill out. You good. He was like, because Bernie was really scared. Like
I was too.
Because he was
I've never been that afraid.
Yeah, because not on your special and it's your big break. Right. You're like, oh my God, right? So Bernie said, he tells somebody, tell Kid Capri, every time I do a motherfucking joke, I'm going to say, cut it off. Don't nobody know what's going on.
Yeah.
Bernie, if y'all go back and watch the set, the guy who got booed, I don't even know if
they didn't even show it.
Yeah, it didn't even show it.
Right.
They just got rid of it. He got cut out the show. Mm-hmm. So Bernie, when he comes up in there, he goes, "I ain't scared of you motherfuckers." He meant that shit. He was like, "Yo, I come too far.
I come too far to do this, and I'm not gonna let you guys."
And it made the energy that he jumped out on them on,
it stayed with him.
It rocked out.
But I can tell you, man, Def Jam and the Apollo were the scariest I've ever been in my entire life. The Apollo. You did the Apollo?
I did the Apollo, and everybody on my show got booed.
But you know what? Steve Harvey had the greatest line about the Apollo. He said, "The scariest word that the Apollo is, you next."
Yeah. When I did the Apollo, Sinbad was hosting, and Sinbad told me good luck. He said, "You should have came another night." People that had names was getting booed.
They booed. And if you've never been booed, you can't brush a boo off.
No, it take a minute.
It goes all down in your feet.
It make you have to doodle too.
It make
like you have to go to the bathroom a little bit.
You might pee on yourself if they boo you hard
enough. But when they boo and cuss, If they boo, motherfucker,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here. That right
Or
there.
bring the other comedian out. That hurts too. I've had that.
I remember, I'm going to tell you this. This is a moment that will never probably air, but people who was there will know what it was. Crazy Sam set on Def Comedy Jam. Okay. I don't know if you was there. Crazy Sam was a comedian back in the day that looked like he would kill you. He just came out of prison. Never had a lineup. Hair crazy, and he talked like this. Listen, I hate bitches.
That was his set.
I hate bitches was his set. So he goes on stage. Why did they put him on Def Comedy Jam? Because he was either hit or miss. He would have a set
that was good,
where you scared, but he made you laugh the other way because he scared you into it and then bring you around.
Right.
This set he did was so graphically unappealing and grotesque that they asked him to stop.
Yeah,
he fornicated with a stool. Like it was a woman. And let me tell you something. It was what? Let me say about 1,000 people in that theater, that little theater. They was all like,
and as a comedian,
it was awful.
People don't understand. As a comedian, the funniest shit in the world is to watch another comedian bomb. It is.
Why?
It is.
Why?
I don't know why. So because
the agony of defeat.
Because you've been there.
You've been there,
and you know what he's going through,
right.
and it tickles the hell out of you. It really does.
For me, I always feel like I want to keep true to who I am, and really say the things that I feel. I feel like you came from an era before me where you guys were really could go for it. Because I remember when I was a kid. I remember that Red Fox was XXX.
XXX.
And he wasn't a porn star. But it was XXX humor.
Right.
And did you ever see him perform?
I saw Red Fox, and it's weird, and this was before he started mixing drinks, but Bill Cosby was my idol.
Okay.
I really, fashion, and what I liked about Cosby was he could take one subject and talk about it for 3 or 4 minutes. And, as a young comic, you're going from subject to subject to subject.
Fast.
And you don't really learn to get a meaty piece of work until you've done it for a long time. So with that being said, man, to watch Bill Cosby and then to watch Red Fox, it was just amazing to be around and see those people.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy world that we live in now when it comes to freedom of speech and
because everything is just almost like things you can't say.
Yeah, it's like
just like simple words like you can't say like midget. You gotta take that out your act.
Yeah,
you can't say that. You gotta say little people, and it is funny, but
little people ain't as funny as midget. Midget is a good word because it's right to it.
Yeah.
Shut your midget ass up. I remember back in the day where you could say what was wrong with the person and that was the insult.
You could say retarded. You can't say retarded.
There go bow-legged Peggy.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Side eye. You cross-eyed Larry.
Waterhead.
Waterhead. You can't call nobody no waterhead. But we all had a cousin head that looked like it had water in it.
And his eyes like they met in the middle of his face. So but you couldn't say that.
Shut your waterhead ass. See, that's the part of comedy that I want to keep authentic because there's certain things that we think
I don't think it's coming back though. It's not going to come back.
But then we're going to be watered down.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. But I remember things went backwards and came forward again. I remember when the Janet Jackson Super Bowl incident happened, we went back for a little while. And remember when you had to come on the radio, you had to sign. I remember I was in Boston right after that Super Bowl thing with Janet Jackson. Everybody at the radio station had to come into HR and they had to be careful. They had a list of words that you couldn't say, and you had to sign that you would not say that or you would be up for libel or whatever.
Well, here's the thing I like. The clubs are much freer than radio and television.
Absolutely.
You can get away with, not so much as get away, but you can say stuff in the club that you can't say on the radio. And I think in the clubs and when you're doing your concert, you have a little more freedom.
Correct.
Now, everybody might be filming, so there might be some things that you get a backlash on. But for the most part, the freedom of saying it in the club is totally different from when you're on the radio and when you're on television.
Well, I think with you, you've always been such an authentic and original guy. Like, I never seen you ever not like be J.Anthony Brown. Like, I've never seen you go, I've seen a set and you be like, oh, well, Jay ain't going, he's calmed down. No, you still crazy. And but that's what we love
so
about
much fun,
you.
Though. It's when you, I mean, and I don't know about you, Billy, but before I walk on stage, I'm a nervous wreck.
Yeah, me too.
There are times when I'm like, I'm not going to even go up there. I'm not going to go. I'm going to call him and tell him I'll send the deposit back.
Are you serious?
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid before I go on stage.
No way.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to send you the deposit and you just get somebody else. That goes through my head. But the minute I walk up there, it goes away.
I had George Wallace. I was in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. He lives there as well, and he called me up. He goes, young. How does he say me? He said,
young fella. Young fella.
I'm coming up to see you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Right. He's one of the most amazing comedians because George is going to do his set regardless.
He did. He came and did a guest spot on my show. He had a notebook.
Yeah, he read,
and he had like a yellow old school Manila joint with the lines.
Yeah,
and he hit that motherfucker with a couple glances like that. Bop, bop.
Boop, bop.
And then here he come.
He got it.
I think he looked there to get his clip loaded. And here he come.
And he's like that. If you talk to him on the phone, you can hear him writing your shit down. If you say something funny, you're like, motherfucker, are you writing that down? Yeah.
You can't talk no funny shit with George Wallace. He's gonna write it down.
Because it's gone. Because he's gonna do it. Yeah, he's gonna definitely do it. But he's the most amazing comic in terms of working on the craft constantly. Writing material all the time. Yeah, he's one of those.
And he made you and George Wallace inspired me that you can get better with time.
You do. You do get better with time.
Yeah.
You do.
He told me that when I was a young comic, I was doing Montreal Comedy Festival for the first time, and he was the host of the evening. I was on like the New Jack Night, and he said, "Young man, how funny do you think you are?" I said, "I'm hilarious, sir." He said, "You ain't shit." I tell you what, I'll see you in 20 years. I guarantee you be fucking hilarious.
I met him in Atlanta.
And he told me that.
I met him in Atlanta, and I said, George, I call him Mr. Wallace, and now it's like, fuck you, we're not doing that no more. Right. It's just George. So I met him in Atlanta. He was at the Punchline, and I said, hey, Mr. Wallace, I'm coming to L.A., and when I come to L.A., man, I'm going to look you up. He said, all right, young fella, because he is older than me. Way older than me. He was at, you hear about that.
So he was 100 when you was 25.
The Last Supper, George was at the first brunch. Before they had a supper,
he was there already.
He was at the brunch. And so he said, when you get out here, man, look me up. So I found out he's up at the Comedy Store.
Okay.
So I go and I paid because nobody knew who I was. What, crime in this area? Anyway.
Fire department.
And so when I went to, I saw him, he came on stage. I said, hey, Mr. Wallace. And he walked right by me. Didn't say, I'm like, this motherfucker. I can't believe this. And he came back. He remembered who I was, and we've been friends ever since. Talking about each other's mama.
Of course. Oh, you don't want to do mama jokes with him, man. He will peel your cap back. So all these things that you've done, from radio to movies to TV, what is the thing that you want to keep in the arsenal? Do you want to have another radio show?
I have a television show. I mean, I'm on Assisted Living with the Tyler Perry show. I'd like to have another radio show.
Yeah, I can see you having your own show.
Yeah, I love radio. And I think one of the reasons for me and even you, when you're good at it, is because you really love it.
Correct.
I really, truly love radio. It's one of the best mediums ever because you can listen to radio and do anything. And you can visualize to somebody listening to you, and they can pick it up. That's what radio allows you to do. Television is a much broader picture, but radio, man, it's the best.
So, J. Anthony Brown, how is it that you're able to juggle all the things that you're doing? You have your own comedy club here. You're one of very few black-owned comedy clubs, the J Spot here in Los Angeles. How do you juggle so many things? How do you do it? And you got your own hot sauce.
Oh! I got a gift for you.
I know you got some. What you got now?
For you. What you got? Can you get a shot of that?
Yeah. Let's get it. Let me get
you
a
got a shot of that.
Let me shut it.
No.
It's hotter than the mother. Oh, J. Anthony Brown, hotter than a mofo peanuts. Do you see that?
I want you to open those up right now and try them. Just you don't have to take a whole lot. Just try them.
Is it crazy?
It's not really hot. They're good. Just try.
Jay, don't have me looking like
Shaq.
Shaq.
I would never do that,
when
Billy.
Shaq had
I would never.
Y'all didn't see when Shaq had
No.
the blue bonnet pepper?
No.
You ain't see that one? Ooh, I'm okay. Ooh.
Yeah. Just maybe one or two.
Okay, let's see what we working with.
Good. Mm-hmm. Okay, now you got to say, Jay, I really like your nuts. What? You just had one. You don't want to say it?
Jay, these nuts are good.
No, that's not what I asked you to say. Jay, I want you to say, Jay, your nuts are delicious.
Jay, these nuts are delicious.
No. We're not going to be here all day with this, Billy.
Did you see this before? He going to give me these hot nuts and say, Jay, your nuts is delicious. You ain't
Thank
shit.
you. I'll take that.
You should have said, Jay, I like your nuts in my mouth.
So these are my nuts. I have a hot sauce, peach and pepper, cayenne, habanero, garlic, and cayenne. And then I have a line of clothing, like those jean jackets with my artwork on. I'm going to send you one, Billy.
Yeah, I'm extra large.
Okay, I'm going to send you one so you can wear it on the show.
Now, Jay, Mr. Brown, do
Those
I call
nuts
you
are
Jay?
good, huh? You
Jay,
haven't even stopped.
No, these are good. Because I like spicy, and it's right in the pocket. One more click.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey.
Now, I just want to warn you,
What up?
they're good, but they burn 2 times.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay, let me put these nuts down.
That's when you be going, that
Motherfucker J. Anthony Brown. You know your hot sauce, you got levels to it.
Yeah, I got hotter than a mofo, and I'm gonna send you a jacket and I'm sending you some of my hot sauce.
Now, how did you get into merchandising like this? This is really
well. What happened was my son. I would go to the clubs and perform, and I would always send maybe a box of candy or something like that, or hot sauce. Not maybe a box of candy to the staff, because I figured it out. If the staff likes you, you got a better chance of coming back to that club because they will ask, when is such and such coming back? So I would always try to have a gift to any place that I perform, and I started sending hot sauce. And my son said, "Why don't you just have your own hot sauce?" So I got a company that makes my own hot sauce. It's in Florida, and I start sending it out, and that's how I start merchandising.
Man, it was such a smart idea because Black people, I know we love our flavoring. And I remember the first time I went to your comedy club, and I saw it on the thing in the green room. I said, "Is that real?" Because we always ask for the typical. And when I put it on I said, "Oh, Jay, he on one."
And habanero it's a beast. It's really good. Yeah, it's good.
It's what I like. What you're doing is you must have experimented a million times because it's the right amount of heat with the right amount of flavoring, which makes it really perfect.
Yeah, like the nuts,
like in your mouth. Okay, cool. So, Jay, on my show, we play a game. It's a really fun game on top of it. It's called All Facts.
Okay.
All Facts.
All Facts. All right.
And all I gotta do, I'm asking you a question. You gotta tell the truth. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. All Facts. J. Anthony Brown. 3 of the most gorgeous women you've ever met in your life.
Oh my God.
Face to face, not in the magazine, Jay, not in the strip club. I'm saying like you ran it and beautiful, just like took your breath away.
I'm gonna have to go Beyonce.
Boom.
Beyonce. I'm a big fan of Fantasia. And it's the beauty in terms of watching her perform.
It's crazy.
And the comedian, A.J. Sanders.
Yeah. Oh my God. She's gorgeous.
She is.
I don't think she get enough credit.
She's
a gorgeous sister.
AJ is one of those women you just like, wow.
And she's just natural pretty.
She's just natural pretty.
And always
and
nice.
approachable. Like
AJ.
AJ.
You just gave you some flowers, girl.
Hey, what's up, Jay? You know.
Yeah.
And it's really extra when a beautiful woman knows your name and calls your name out. You know, that adds to, I mean, ain't nothing happening, but they recognize you.
Yeah, well, you got to understand, Jay, you are, we call OG. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're a legend to us. You know what I'm saying? I look up to you.
Well, thank you, man.
I am very, very much like a student of you. You know what I mean? Because
you used to come to the fun house. Did you ever come?
Yeah.
Billy.
Come on,
Billy.
man.
Billy.
Listen. I'm giving you your flowers. I've always admired you, and I've always thought like, wow, I want to be able to be as funny as J. Anthony Brown. And it's funny when you see Katz and you just don't think you ever become friends. This is before, like, I didn't know you like that. I just be like, like, yo, like we regular funny.
Yeah.
like
and then funny off stage and on stage and approachable. That's how I felt about Robin Harrison. My only regret was I never tried to talk to Robin. Like I would go to the comedy act and watch him. And I never sit down.
The time to like the
vibe. And when you do this, what it is that we do, like it's comics who are up there and you look up to. You don't really want money. I mean, if they got money and they give it to you, then you're cool. But the most thing you want is some advice and just to sit and break bread or chop it up with that person. When I would come to L.A. and I'd meet people like George Wallace and Franklin the Jai, and I ended up working for Arsenio. It was just an honor to be in the room with those guys. And I'm from South Carolina. I'm a little country boy.
What part of South Carolina?
Columbia, man.
Columbia,
you've been there.
Yeah, of course I've been to Columbia, South Carolina a lot of times.
Yeah, so.
On one of my episodes, I had Deion Cole as my guest. He's a good friend and comedian as well, but he was also writing a lot. And you've had an opportunity to write in the room with Arsenio. Can you take us back, like on the Arsenio Hall? What was that like?
First of all, I got the job because a good friend of mine, when we started comedy in Atlanta, his name was Paul Clay. Mm-hmm. So my first day in L.A., Paul.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
That was Paul. Okay.
Yeah.
Can they get that car? Yo. Whose car? Hey, yo.
It's right over there.
Is that your car?
That's it there.
All right, we can't do nothing about that one. All right, go ahead. Paul Clay.
Paul Clay was writing for Arsenio, and at that particular time, Arsenio probably only had 2 writers, and they would write the jokes, and then they go home. They didn't even stay and watch the monologue. So I get to L.A., and Paul says, man, come over here to Paramount and have lunch with me. We write these jokes, and we'll be finished in a minute. Now, if you're writing and you hear a subject, as a comedian, you're going to yell something out, and I wasn't trying to be funny or wasn't trying to get a writing job. I'm just saying something because I knew what the subject was. So he said, hey, that's funny, man. Can we use that? And I'm like, yeah, type it up. And he said, you can do this. I said, Paul, I can't type, spell, or write. So I don't know how I'm going to get a writing job. I can't. He said, I can get somebody to type for you and get somebody to spell for you. He said, won't you send me some jokes? I'll give them to Arsenio, and we'll see what happens. So I got a lady. And this is so important, man, that I tell people, you never let what you can't do stop you from what it is you want to do.
Oh,
meaning sometimes when we say, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to go to L.A., and, well, I don't have no place to stay, and you put that move off, or you put that step in your life off because you try to think of so many things that you don't have. So I had a lady write up these jokes. I sent the jokes to Paul, and this was during a fax machine. I don't know you.
Yeah, fax machine days.
Yeah, wasn't no email. No. Email
Fax.
did not. You just wait.
It was like dial up or some crazy
and it'd be
shit.
all rolled up.
Yep. And it'd get stuck.
Don't put heat on it because the printer is in the heating thing, so you can't iron it. But anyway, so I sent him the jokes, and I sent him like maybe a couple of weeks. And then one night he called me and said, Arsenio's going to do your joke. I'm like, you bullshit. I'm in some place, and the show came on 11 o'clock. And he said, Arsenio's going to, now the joke I wrote, okay, I'm going to tell you the joke.
Okay.
It might not be funny now, but it got me a job.
Okay.
Okay, Billy, I'm feeling you're not going to really laugh at the
Okay, cool. I'm going to do the best I can, Jay. Whoop-de-whoop.
I think you're gonna go. That's how you got the job.
It was a different time. It was a different time, Jay. You know.
Okay, all right. So Latoya Jackson. You never been in a club and you just completely fuck up a joke and you try to save it. I'm gonna move on to something else. All right, but here you go. Here goes the joke. So Latoya Jackson did a spread in Playboy magazine, and she said she did the spread in Playboy magazine to further her career. That's the setup. So the joke I wrote for Arsenio was, I know it. I just feel it. I feel the room.
I'm not judging you. It better be good. You gonna get booed on top billing. Keep it up. Boo the shit out you. That shit better hit. You got the cameraman. We all waiting. Sound bed, production
I want
people.
you up, running out the room.
I'ma bust through the glass and run down Hollywood Boulevard. Go ahead, man.
So the joke I wrote was Arsenio did the setup. Latoya Jackson said she did a spread, a centerfold spread for Playboy magazine because she wanted to further her career. The joke I wrote for Arsenio was, I want to further my career too, but you don't see me butt ass naked on a Harley Davidson. That was a joke.
But for TV. Yep. Okay, we gonna keep got you employed. So who gives a fuck what I think? You got a job.
Like in what movie is that? You want a job, Manny? What movie is that? Scarface.
Scarface.
Yeah, Scarface. You want a job, Manny? Manny went. He said, that was my favorite movie. He said, what about Manny? He done killed everybody in the room, right? Right. He said, yeah, okay. You come see me tomorrow.
Jay, you are a masterful person, man. I thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you, man.
And anything you want to promote, you come by, you stop by, you got an open door. You can do whatever you want.
I just come by, knock on the window,
knock on the glass. But everybody, make sure you check out. Can they get him online?
You can get him online, yeah.
He has Hotter Than the Mofo. And they're not hotter than the mofo, but they hot. Yeah, and we're going to find out if the mofos come out later. But we're going to talk to one more time for J. Anthony Brown, everybody.
Thank you.
Everybody, hey, man, this is Top Billing, the #1 podcast for the coaching, the movement, and the discussion. End the story. Peace.
Watch out there now.
J. Anthony Brown.
Watch out there now. Watch out.